G'day guys, welcome to the channel. Thanks for watching. So I've got a bit of a rundown on just how things are going with the Jeep lately. So what have we done? Okay, so over the last couple of weeks I've been actually spending some time on the front brakes. Now the brakes on this thing were absolutely shot. The front brake pads, there was nothing left of them. There's like nothing left of them. So what I did, obviously went out and bought some brake pads and tried to install them into the new, into the old front calipers. Now that was just fruitless. Upon pushing the pistons back, which took a little while, I obviously noticed that they were rusted out, so I thought, nah, don't worry about it. So left everything as it was, ordered a set of calipers, and they were delivered, and quickly installed the calipers, and then brake lines, refilled the fluid, obviously with new brake pads, and put everything back together. And when I was trying to actually bleed the front brakes, it just would not bleed. When I say that, just air just kept coming out, and I thought, oh, what's going on here? And the pedal just kept going to the floor. So yeah, just gone onto the forums and just had a bit of a look around, and one of them said, oh, you may have actually installed the actual calipers, wrong way around. Now these calipers can actually be installed so the right one can sit on the right or the left, and vice versa. But what has to happen here is the actual bleeding nipple needs to be on top of the brake line. The brake line that goes into the caliper needs to be lower, and the nipple, the bleed nipple has to be on top. And upon looking underneath the car, would you believe it? Yep. Law of averages, I installed them the wrong way around. So yeah, another 2 hours later, I got the brake calipers right way around, and started bleeding everything. So what I did first is did a gravity bleed, and then so just let the air just slowly come out over an hour. And I was surprised how much air got into the system. I never actually let the master cylinder get down, but there was still a lot of air in the system. And then thereafter did the foot pedal pressure, released the nipple, air came out, and then within half an hour, got everything out. Nice pressure on the brakes, on the brake pedal. So took it out for a drive around our local streets, and she's running like a dream. Brakes are as they should be, like new. So, and basically adjusted the rear brakes. On the rear brakes on this XJ, they're actual shoes. There's no discs there, so shoes at the back and discs at the front. So what's going to happen next? Okay, so two things that I want to get done, obviously, before the roadworthy, is the windscreen. I've talked about that before. So it's a cracked windscreen, so a new windscreen's coming. First quote I got was around $800. So, what? So second quote was $395. Yeah, going with them. Local company here on the Gold Coast. Pretty good. The other thing is the water pump. So the water pump just sits in here, and I've actually done 3 of them on my last 3 XJs. Yeah, I've had 3 of them. This is the 4th one. Now, what happens from there? So obviously, once we do that, the vehicle will be on the road. This thing will pass roadworthy, no problem. She has absolutely 0 leaks of oil, which is odd for a Jeep. And the other thing is, what's next? Okay, so we're going to cut a couple of big holes in the bonnet, and either one hole with a scoop, so it'd be like a Tirana A9X scoop, or the better option for me is to cut 2 holes in the bonnet, 1 on each side, and put louvers in. So those louvers will actually get the heat out of there. Now, as you know, a lot of people know, owning XJs, and they are notorious for getting hot under the bonnet. They run actually quite hot and get pretty hot on the trails. So so that'll help get the excessive heat out of the engine bay. The other thing is this vehicle is running a full header system. The previous owner turfed the old exhaust manifold, and he put an extractor system into it. So it's not loud, but it's okay. I don't mind it. It's going to stay that way. It'll probably get a new rear muffler, which will make it just a little bit louder. But this thing's not a daily driver. It's my weekend play toy, and So that's the other mods that are going to occur. The rear seats coming out, so we can tweak and do a little bit more room for the storage. I've already got a storage drawer in the back, but I have to get the rear seat out and bolt that storage drawer in properly, and do some tweaking and modifications in there. I've already done a electric fan bypass switch, which is needed because these guys run a fan via the standard clutch fan on the engine, and then on this side over here it has an electric fan. Now eventually I'm going to go for a 4-core alloy radiator, which will have 3 electric fans running across, but for the time being, I'm just going to keep the setup that it's got at the moment that came from the factory, but I've actually wired in a manual override switch for the electric fan, so that'll actually help get the heat out and sort of just keep things a bit cooler. Front suspension, so rear bottom trailing arms, upper and lower trailing arms. I'm getting new adjustable trailing arms just to tidy up and just tighten up the suspension a little bit. Excuse me, and be able to have that adjustability there. I've done some tie rod ends. That's all done. What else do we need to do? So pretty much that's what is required just to make this car really drivable and enjoyable on the road. Now, this thing I'm keeping. The XJs are going up in prices in America. They're asking really, really stupid, ridiculous prices for basic stuff, and the 20, 30, 40, 50, 60. One recently sold for $70,000. Crazy. In Australia, not like that yet, but they are going up in price. I actually had a hard time trying to find a good rust-free, not molested XJ Jeep. This one's currently got a 2-inch lift kit via the spacers sitting on top of the front coils, and it's actually a 2-inch lifted spring leaf pack sitting at the back. It's going to stay like that, but I will be putting in new shockers. The shockers here on this car are okay, but I just want to put new shockers in. So we're going to run that way for the time being. The other thing, eventually, even though I have modified and cut down the original bull bar, I want to get a steel tube bull bar with a winch put onto the front of it. They obviously, you never stop tweaking with these things. So that's basically the situation with the XJ Jeep at the moment. I love these cars, and can't wait to get it out on the tracks, on the beach, especially on the beach. I love taking it out there, and doing some hard tracks and see how she goes. Thanks for watching, guys. Please subscribe and add any comments in relation to where I'm going with this build. But I'm thoroughly enjoying it. I love working on this thing. Okay, yeah. Thanks, guys. Thanks for watching. Bye.